For everyone.
I will use it when my hair gets bigger, and I'll put it in there. I'll be like, it's plastic.
Are you planning to grow your hair?
Yeah, I think so. Hola.
Hates you.
Okay, cool. How's it going, guys? Today we're here in Barcelona, and I'm with Jess. We're going to talk to you a little bit about veganism, fitness, travel, other stuff. So, do you want to introduce yourself to these lovely people that may be watching?
Hey everyone, I'm seeking Jess.
We met on Instagram?
I think it was on Facebook.
On Facebook,
I think I might have added you on Facebook.
Okay, yeah.
It's like, who's this guy?
Yeah.
He seems interesting.
Damn, Daniel. Anyway, right, back to
so
the so Jess,
yes.
What do you do here in Barcelona? And what do you do?
I came to Barcelona because I got a full-time job in marketing here, and that was perfect because I always wanted to live in Barcelona. And I don't know if I should talk to you or like to the camera.
Both.
And so at the same time I'm basically working on I don't know how to even describe it, trying to inspire people with my lifestyle, with veganism, with fitness, with health, with mindfulness, with basically everything. I'm very passionate about what I do, so it's a full-time job with a full-time job basically. So I work a lot in my current position, but I also try to dedicate as much time as I can, for.
So why veganism? Why do you want to spread this message and talk to people about veganism?
Is that a question why I became vegan?
Sure.
So basically, as I mentioned, I was always very into health and fitness, and after a while I noticed I didn't feel well. I felt like something is wrong with I always had stomach issues and stuff like that, and I would always think that the way I eat is healthy. And I started doing a little bit of research, watching some YouTube videos because there's so much stuff out there, and then I found a few people, and they were talking about a vegan diet and how the diet changed them, that they felt so much healthier and all of that stuff. And at the same time I was struggling with hormonal acne, and I was like, okay, something is clearly wrong with my body. And then I found out that for example milk has so many hormones that your body basically does not need to consume. And I was like, okay, I need to change my diet. And then I started looking more into the impact of a vegan diet and animal agriculture and the environmental aspect of it as well. And when I found out that actually your body has everything it needs on a vegan diet, that was the point. I was like, okay, that's it. I'm gonna become a vegan. And that's
how was the change? Was it, you find it easy? Was it hard? Quick one?
The personal change was very easy because I did never really enjoy meat that much. So cutting out dairy products and eggs was very easy, also because there's so much other stuff out there. You can have soy yogurt, you can have coconut yogurt, you can have soy milk, oat milk, all of that stuff. So that was pretty easy for me. And I love vegetables, I love fruits, so that was I was happy that I could even eat more of that. But one of the hardest things I still struggle with today is the social aspect. So especially in my full-time job, it's very hard to sometimes socialize, because going out for lunch or going out for dinner is a big aspect, especially in Spain. Sorry, a fly is attacking me. It's a big aspect in socializing. So at times it's really hard to just say no or be the special case when we go out and eat. It's oh, but I'm vegan, and then it's this conversation you have with the waiter, and I hate that, and I try to avoid it as much as possible. But at the same time, I don't want to cut myself out, and I still want to show that even if you're a vegan, you can still have a social life. So sometimes it's very hard to find the balance.
Sure. And how do you try to find that balance? So do you got a way around it? You've got people going out for meals and stuff like that. Do you always refuse to go out for the meals, or do you find a way to go with them? Do you try to find a different restaurant? Do people respect that you're vegan, and how is it?
So there's a few people that do respect it a lot, and so when, for example, we have team lunch. There's a few people that would suggest like going to vegan or vegetarian restaurants, so that's kind of great. But then there's a few people that make fun of it, and that they like always forget. They would always be like, oh, let's go to this restaurant, but they forget that like I can't eat anything there. So what I try to do is sometimes I would then ask like, okay guys, where do you want to go? And if they mention a restaurant where, like when I'm not sure if that restaurant actually offers vegan food, I would call them.
Okay.
And I would call them and be like, hey, we want to come for lunch. We're a big group, but there's like me that's vegan.
Yeah.
And most of the time they're going to be like, oh yeah, no problem. In most cases, you can always veganize a meal. Sometimes you have to be the creative one and suggest stuff. You can't just always expect the waiter, especially a waiter that does not know what vegan food is, to know what's going on. So, for example, if you go to a restaurant, you can look at the menu and you can always take out the chicken, or you can take out I don't know, the eggs or something like this. So there's always a way around it. And I think it comes with time as well. In the beginning, I was really scared. I remember when I first went vegan, I was so scared to go to a restaurant when I wasn't sure if they have vegan options. But at the end,
you feel much better about it now, much more comfortable to go in there and say, hey, have you got any vegan options?
And you know, like if you don't ask, people will not know that there is a demand. So when you ask, people will notice like, hey, there's actually a demand for vegan food. Maybe they should have more vegan options. And that's how, you know, veganism can grow as well.
Absolutely.
Or the how do you say? Like, you know, more and more people are going to be vegan, and with the demand, there's going to be more options out there. So,
absolutely. Cool. So that's really cool. Like a quick call to the restaurant. That's actually quite easy, isn't it? You call them up and say, hey, you know, we're coming over here. Do you have a vegan? That's good. I never thought about doing that before. Okay, cool. Really like that. Okay, so the fitness side of things that you mentioned.
Yes.
How do you be fit as a vegan? Is it possible?
No, not at all. Yeah, of course. I mean, there is always the stereotype out there that you can't do fitness if you don't eat animal protein. You need protein. Okay. But actually, I mean, you are probably more of an fitness expert than I am, but no. When I started reading into like vegan nutrition and all of that, your body does not need as much protein as, you know, people think. So your body runs on the protein that we already get from the normal food that we eat, because all of the food has protein. Like vegetables have protein, fruits have a limited amount of protein, but they do have protein. So you can get enough protein on a plant-based diet or vegan diet. I like to say plant-based because it's the healthier side of veganism, I would say, because vegan diet is not always healthy. I noticed that when I went vegan or plant-based, I had so much more energy, and I could, you know, work out at the gym for a longer time. I would sleep better. I would get up in the morning with more energy. I get up at 5:30 in the morning and I go to the gym, and other people look at me like, how the hell do you do that?
So you feel like since you've been on a vegan diet, you've actually had more energy?
Yeah, I have had more energy. Everything got better. Like my skin cleared up, my hair like is better than ever. Like all of that stuff, because I'm getting so many more nutrients and better nutrients, and I don't get all the shit that you would usually put into your body. Okay. So for the people that...
I think that's the first swear word I've ever had on my videos.
I'm so sorry, but I swear a lot.
It's fine, I think it's great. They say honest people swear, right? So
I swear a lot.
It's great. Quite proud of this man.
Yeah, so a lot of times what happens is when I talk, especially to guys, and I tell them about the benefits of a plant-based / vegan diet, they say like, yeah, but I need the protein, and it really like upsets me, because you can get protein shakes which are plant-based. You can eat tofu, you can eat tempeh, you can eat beets, you can eat lentils. All of that stuff is sometimes even more protein. Broccoli, kale, spinach, all of that stuff has more protein than like animal products, and are so much healthier for you. They're not pumped with everything.
And I guess even if you didn't have as many, let's say that the argument, maybe you find a product where the animal product has more protein than the vegetable option. Let's say that one of them has more in.
Yeah.
there's still so many options for you to get what you need, so it kind of takes that point out anyway.
Exactly, and you have to think like with, let's say you eat a bowl of beans and a bowl of chicken. The beans have so much more great stuff for you than the chicken has anyways. And also, like, if you eat a plant-based diet, you don't eat any cholesterol, and cholesterol is one of the #1 reasons in a Western diet, like strokes and, you know, heart attacks and all of that stuff, why people die. More and more people are obese because they eat very unhealthy food. And you can see in a lot of research that as soon as people change their diet to a more plant-based one, their cholesterol levels drop significantly, and, you know, they get so much healthier. So it's all out there. It's just that most people don't know and don't want to believe it, and it's fine. I've been there as well. A year ago I did not know all the stuff that I know now. So
do you think your transition to veganism was more for health reasons more than anything else? Was that like your main, like, what kind of pushed you towards it, which helped you find it? I guess it was what helped you find it.
Yeah, that's definitely one of the reasons why I went vegan, and then I saw, of course, documentaries about animal farming, how animals are being treated, and it's very annoying, this sound.
Yeah, guys, so we've got aeroplanes, we've got birds, we've got dogs, and we've got flies attacking us. So if you have made it this far in the video, thanks for the support.
Then I was just like, I love animals, and I always would distinguish between pets and animals, because I thought it's normal for us to eat chicken, it's normal for us to eat pork and beef, but like I started watching those documentaries and I saw horrible images, and I've never experienced something before, but it was like a click. Like, I was like, this is not normal what we're doing. This is not sustainable, first of all. This is not healthy. This is not how the world should be. Why are we eating innocent animals? What's the difference between a dog and a cow? You know, it's an animal, and kind of we put ourselves superior, whereas we should not do that, because we are all living on this planet to have a normal life together, and not to. We're basically destroying it by the animal agriculture and all of that stuff.
Sure.
So it's all of it. Kind of all of it came together. I think that if it would have been only for the health aspect, and I would have left the other aspects out, I might have made the transition back again, maybe sometimes, because I would have been like, oh, whatever, I'm gonna eat that cheesecake, you know, because I feel like it right now. Whereas now I know
not for
what's
health
behind
benefits, but because of
exactly. Now that's like my #1 motivation why I stay vegan. So I went vegan because of the health reasons, but then
you stayed vegan because of the animals and the environment, and it just makes sense.
Exactly.
For people that are looking to become vegans, that are maybe vegetarians looking to transition to veganism, or people just straight up, they're like, wow, Jess, it makes sense, vegan tomorrow. What would you say, like, maybe starting off with the health, like, how can people like be sure that they're going to be healthy on a vegan diet? Because when you just transition to something, how can you be sure that it's going to be good for you and it's going to be okay? What kind of first step someone take to go?
First of all, do your research. Everybody works differently, and you have to, you just have to make sure that you get enough food in, because the problem for most people that turn vegan, they did not do enough research, and they ended up eating almost nothing because they did not know what to eat. I think the best thing to do is, again, do research, and then stock up like your fridge with fruits and vegetables, with beans, lentils, and don't take it like too complicated when you try to cook. Don't go like to the most complicated recipes, but make the simplest thing. Like make for example, a burrito bowl. You can make veganized easily. Just take out the meat and the cheese, and you have a very healthy burrito bowl with beans and rice and vegetables. Okay. So I think that's the best thing to do, to first and make sure that you get all of the fruits and vegetables and that you can find in the supermarket, and just cut out all of the other stuff.
So do the research to make sure that you've got enough nutrients coming in, and something you mentioned about buying enough food to put into your your storage area. Would you say that that's a big point to remember, so that you've got enough, so that you don't get to that point where I just haven't got enough in?
What happened to me is, especially when I was traveling and I first became vegan, I did not think about it, and you can't expect that all of the places are gonna have vegan options, or you can't get a vegan snack. I mean, yeah, you can get fries. That's the only thing. Like, that's literally like the only thing that you can get sometimes.
If it isn't cooked in animal fat.
Exactly. I don't know how it is in England, but here usually it's not. But yeah, you have to plan right. That's the only thing. You have to, but it's so easy. You can get bananas. You can get nuts. You have so many vegan bars out there that you can get. So it's not maybe the healthiest, but there's just stock up on stuff, and always bring snacks with you, especially if you're like me, that's I'm constantly hungry, so yeah. I constantly need to eat, so I'm snacking all the time. So yeah. Cool. So lots of research, preparation. What's your favorite vegan snack that you would go to? Vegan snack. I love everything that's sweet, everything chocolates. I'm obsessed with nut butter. I can eat a whole jar of almond butter. Or, I used to love Nutella, so I'm trying to find the perfect vegan Nutella still. Haven't found it yet. Found it yet.
If you know of one, guys, leave it in the
let
comments.
me know. And peanut butter and that kind of stuff. I love that.
Okay. Yeah. Nice.
So still the healthy version, I guess.
Sure. Yeah. If you're not eating 6 of them with a marathon Netflix series. Cool. Okay. Cool. Well, that's it. Thanks a lot for having this chat. Hopefully someone found some value. If you did find some value, or you want to ask Jess a question, or you just want to add something else to this, then leave a message down and click like and subscribe. And how can people find you?
Well, you're gonna link my
my
channel down below. And
that's Finding Jess.
No, still not.
Seeking Jess. I keep getting it wrong, guys. Seeking Jess, yeah?
Yes.
Okay, Seeking Jess. We'll put that down below because it's really hard one.
No, it's not. I just don't know why he doesn't remember.
Okay. See you later, guys.
Bye-bye.